Let's go immediately to Senator Ron Johnson from Wisconsin. He is the chairman of the Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee. I just wanted to go through a couple of things with you, Senator, real quick. Was Department of Homeland Security involved at all with the Iran scandal now that broke yesterday, cloaking themselves as Proud Boys and trying to stir things up here in America online?
No, we just obviously heard from the intelligence community in terms of what was happening. And again, this is election interference supporting Joe Biden, trying to be harmful to Donald Trump. That's generally something the news media doesn't really want to reveal. But here's an example of foreign election interference coming to the aid of Joe Biden because, let's face it, they realize that if Donald Trump gets reelected, he's going to be even tougher on Iran. And he's going to make sure that they never become a nuclear power.
So I think that's true, but it also is doing what Putin was trying to do last time and is trying to do again, and that is just sow discord. I mean, everyone knows a house divided against itself can't stand, and they are trying to. So this particular case, Iran was trying to not only help Joe Biden, but scare voters on the right that the Proud Boys were going to come and get them because they were posing as Proud Boys. And this just goes into the civil unrest that I think is coming.
Again, the good news is this was exposed. And that really is our first line of defense in any kind of cyber attack, any kind of foreign interference is exposure. So we're aware of it. So we can counter it and we don't let it affect us. But Glenn, the point I'd like to make, and again, I don't condone Russian or any foreign interference. It's always happened, always will. We need to have keep our guard up. But I would argue that the effect on our politics of any of this foreign interference pales by many orders of magnitude in comparison to the election interference created by the Democrats who exploit it, who use that as a canard and explain every bad thing, every bad piece of information against Democrats, just explain away as, that's Russian disinformation. And it also pales in comparison to how the news media carries the Democrats' water. So that is the true election interference. And I was listening to your opening. I think it's true. I think the logjam is breaking in terms of information on the Biden family corruption. And one particular whistleblower that you're talking about now, it sounds like it was Adam Schiff's lying one more time, calling this Russian disinformation was sort of the straw that broke that camel's back. That was just kind of a bridge too far. And I think one of the reasons this whistleblower is now coming forward and willing to cooperate with our committee. So I hate to say this, but we can thank Adam Schiff for lying one more time and actually prompting a whistleblower to come forward and hopefully divulging a lot of useful information that I think the American people deserve to know.
Okay, so I think there's a lot of people in America that the press has just worn out and made this into conspiracy theory, which it is not. It was a theory, about, a year ago, 8 months ago, but then documents started to be produced. Now all kinds of documents make it a conspiracy fact. But how do the American people are worried about their jobs and money. How does this Hunter Biden, Joe Biden graft story affect them?
Well, first of all, I heard President Obama also in the lead-in, and his statement was, character matters. Yes, it does. And so hopefully the American voters will take a look at the character of Joe Biden that becomes every day increasingly obvious that he knew exactly what Hunter Biden was doing. He was aware of these overseas business dealings with Hunter Biden, even though he claims he didn't. He lied to the American people that he didn't know that. And so what we laid out in our 87-page report, again, it raised far more questions than it answered, but it showed all these complex business deals, this vast web of connections with Chinese nationals that have ties to, again, the Communist Party of China, the People's Liberation Army. And it's really that report that has prompted a lot of people to come forward because now they're seeing, that's how this information connects to these things. So unfortunately, we should have known this years ago, but we haven't. I'm hoping it's not too late to get the truth out to the American public so they can actually factor this in when they go to the polls, because this isn't going away. If they elect Joe Biden, as long as I retain the chairmanship of an investigative committee, which I will, even with the permanent subcommittee investigation, I'm going to continue to dig into exactly what kind of corruption, what kind of extortion threat, Joe Biden and Hunter Biden's business connections with all these international players really pose to potentially a Biden administration. This isn't going away, but characters matters, and I don't think Joe Biden has the character to be elected president.
So, Senator, we're talking to Senator Ron Johnson from Wisconsin. You know, we're looking at the balance of the Senate, and it could go either way. What does it mean if the Republicans lose the Senate?
Well, if we lose the presidency and the Senate, first of all, none of this will ever be uncovered. It'll be buried for all time. But even worse than that, Glenn, they will never give up power. This is such a radical bunch in the Senate. First, they'll eliminate the legislative filibuster, so they'll pass every bill on AOC and Bernie Sanders' wish list, but they won't stop there. They will pack the Supreme Court by adding judges. Probably won't stop at 13. That only gives them a one-vote margin. They'll go to 15. They will pack the circuit court. So all these judges that we've been able to nominate and confirm on these circuit courts, that'll all be for naught because they'll just pack those courts, put in more judicial activists. You know, then, of course, the next thing they do is to pack the U.S. Senate. They'll turn D.C., they'll turn Puerto Rico into state, 4 reliable Democrat senators. Hell, they might even start breaking up California. They will, and then, of course, they will abolish the Electoral College so that states like mine will truly be flyover country when it comes to campaign. We'll never see a presidential candidate because presidential candidates will only concentrate on the big states, and we will be ruled by the big Democrat states with big Democrat-controlled cities. They will never relinquish power, and we know how radical they are. This is truly an election about freedom and liberty versus the anarchists and the rioters that will tell us what to think, tell us how to act. That is the profound choice America has going to the ballot today. And the fact that the press is giving all this cover to Joe Biden and the corruption of the Biden family is just, that's a scandal in and of itself, Glenn.